YouTube? Nurse Marc here. Now I'm old, but before I became old, I started my fitness journey in my late 20s. I read bodybuilding forums, I drank the Kool-Aid because I wanted to become bigger, faster, stronger. Now I did eventually become bigger, faster, stronger, but I made a lot of mistakes along the way. So here are 5 fitness eating habits and mistakes that I made that I wish I could take back. The first mistake that I made was religiously eating every 2 to 3 hours. And this piece of advice has been around in bodybuilding for a very long time. It comes from our biggest and most aesthetic bodybuilders. And this advice is not technically wrong, but it's important to understand that bodybuilders or professional bodybuilders grow a lot differently than you or I. Drugs play a massive role. Digestion isn't a 2-hour process. It's 16 plus hours. Digestion takes a very long time. Your GI tract is huge. When was the last time you ate a cheeseburger and then pooped it out immediately? Right? Unless you had some kind of catastrophic accident where we sewed your anus to the bottom of your esophagus, that's not happening. Now, if you did have that catastrophic injury, I feel bad for you because you have terrible burps. So eating frequently, 3 to 6 meals daily, is optimal, but you don't have to stick to that religious 2 to 3 hour window. Now you can, because if you want to eke out every little bit of performance benefit, then yes, absolutely eat 2 to 3 hours, but for the average person, it's complete overkill. The second is thinking of foods as either good or bad. This is disorganized thinking and leads to mental health issues. I became terrified of certain foods, and I'm a nurse. I know better. There aren't specifically good or bad foods, just overconsumption of them. You can eat a Snickers every single day on the way on your fitness journey, and that's fine. It's eating 10 Snickers a day that's the problem. So stop categorizing foods as either good or bad. Eating 1 Snickers a day is not going to derail you as long as the rest of the food that you're eating is chock full of micronutrients and healthy. The third one that I probably wish I could have taken back the most is avoiding social interactions because people were going to a restaurant or a bar that I couldn't eat at because I was so religious and zealous about my intake. I lost out on a lot of social interactions and building relationships because of my dogmatic approach to food. Unless you're in the stages of a contest prep, being this dogmatic about food destroys friendships. You see a lot of people on forums talking about how they destroyed friendships, relationships, marriages, because they were dogmatic about their diet and their bodybuilding. The fourth mistake was not varying my diet enough. I used to eat the same foods over and over and over again because I knew how many calories, protein, fats, and carbohydrates were in everything. And while I didn't end up with any deficiencies that I'm aware of, varying your diet is incredibly important in your daily intake. Lastly, being too reliant on supplements. Now, supplements are great, but they don't replace food. I used to spend hundreds of dollars a month on supplements because I thought they would make me bigger, faster, stronger, when in reality I should have been taking that money and putting it towards good food. Now don't get me wrong, supplements make a difference, but they won't replace food, and if your diet sucks, supplements aren't going to do anything for you. Now once you nail your diet down, yeah, supplements make a difference, but don't be like me. Don't blow your entire paycheck on supplements that you think are going to build muscle when a good steak or a piece of chicken is going to do much better. So that's 5 things that I did wrong that I really wish I could take back. Lessons learned, I don't do them anymore. However, be smarter than me. Don't do what Nurse Marc does. That's it, boys and girls. Like and subscribe, questions and comments down below, and as always, eat like a bodybuilder and train like a powerlifter.